respect, ano yung ating gesture for respect? As for Filipinos, how do we show we are respecting somebody? What's our gesture? We say po, opo. What else? Ayan. Mano po. No. When was the last time you did that? Bawal kasi touch hands, no? But if you still do you still do that to in your families?
Yes.
Great. That's good. Yeah, that's our way of showing respect. For other countries, it's just like,
You bow.
diba? And it's so amazing if you've been watching K-dramas, why do they bow that much? Diba? Gumuluhod pa. But for you, what has been, and I want you to share in your table, what has been what's your conviction about respect? If you are to put it as a quote, or something that you hear about respect, yung quote mo about respect, ano yun? What could it be? What's your one-liner? What is respect? Or say something, share with your table mates your belief about respect. Okay? Or yung quote mo about respect. So respect is something that you earn. Diba? Yeah, so that's very common. It's like always, parang golden rule, no? Time is gold. Parang gano'n, no? Respect is something you earn. Okay, then let's see this afternoon. The simplest definition I found actually about respect is through a kids helpline website. It says, respect means that you accept somebody for who they are, even when they're different from you, or you don't agree with them. There's a department that you don't agree with all the time. Respect in your relationship builds feelings of trust, safety, and well-being. Yung positive na discussions kanina, positivity. Furthermore, it describes that respect doesn't have to come naturally. It is something you learn. And that respect is a glue that holds relationships together. But it's funny how we adults say respect is something we earn versus what is taught to children, that respect is something we learn. Did we already forget? A respectful workplace is the outcome of an organizational culture that is diverse, inclusive, and human-centered. Production-centered, profit-centered. No, human-centered. Respectful workplaces create a positive and healthy culture where people and teams thrive. It promotes collaboration, and as a safe place, creates positive relationships and employee experience. These are big words we hear, especially in HR, right? Did we put a tally already? Okay, so here's a stat, just a bit. SHRM says that respect is the #1 contributor to job satisfaction. In the survey, 65% of respondents value respect as very important, but only 38% say they are satisfied with the respect they receive in the workplace. In an age where retaining talent has become exigent, a lasting positive employee experience through respect must be embedded in the organization's culture. Another, employees who felt that their leaders treated them with respect were 63% more satisfied with their jobs. Okay? You don't really have to have so much engagement programs. Just up those respect factors. 53% more engaged. And what's important with productivity is that they're more focused. Okay? And respecting them, keeps them focused. Why? because they feel safe. They don't have to think about, what's my boss gonna say? Or what's this teammate gonna say? Is she gonna be happy? How's my work? And all those worries about keep you from doing your job productively. I remember being scared and I had to do a memo, and I was so careful about the person I'm sending it to. I used up the whole half day just creating an invitation letter. And I was like, wow, so much energy used up because I was afraid. Treating employees with respect has bigger impact on their sense of safety and trust and their ability to focus than any other leadership behavior. Employees who felt their leaders treat them with respect, diba, elicit all of these more productive, good metrics in the organization. So we need to pay attention to the level of respect and trust throughout the organization. So it's not about adding another metric to monitor, okay? Or nor is it a checkbox that for compliance. You don't add that as, oh, do you feel respected today, right? No, it's not a to-do list, but it's building a culture that's simply part of being human beings because it's a basic need. Okay, to build culture of respect on a micro level will be having an awareness of our unconscious bias, an acceptance of diversity, and advocacy against workplace bullying, harassment. Are you having that advocacy? Or have you accepted people who were harassing people? So if you take a look at fostering a respectful workplace, this is the pillars. You start with an unconscious bias and you end up with positive employee experience. So in these days, every HR leader is actually called hire to value respect. You know, who among you are generalists here? L&D, who are in labor. You're not having labor right now, but you are doing, yeah. Talent management, there. So which facet of HR should respect be most important, evident, and felt? Which of these facets should respect be more evident? Which part of HR? All. Lahat, no? But whenever we generalize, when we categorize, when we see people collectively, there's a chance we give less regard for one or two individuals. It says here, you know my name. We have a list, we have a plantilla, but not my story. You see me smile, not my pain. Kasi instruction sa customer service, may salamin ka dyan, smile. You notice my cuts. Oh, you recount the safety things, right? Yung how many accidents and all that. Not my scars, it's hidden. You can read my lips, not my mind. I say the right things. There's a spiel, there's a script. I say it, but my mind says otherwise. Where's HR? Where are we? What's your function? So I'll be sharing 7 things. I have 5 minutes left. Oh my gosh. Okay. So 7 things I'll share quickly. 1, respect people not just for their position, but for their contribution. Respect people for their loyalty. I know we want to look at performance, right, and all of that contribution and all that. Yeah, but respect people for their loyalty. And I learned this just recently because we are a very traditional company. We're 100 years old, and people have been there for a long time. We have a lot. We have different layers of generations in the company, and people have been loyal. And there are newcomers. Majority are millennial and Gen Z. And so some people come in and say, I don't want to call people sir and ma'am and all of that, but some of the older ones, are valuing the sir and the ma'am, especially when you send emails. They feel shocked when you say, who's this new person? And I felt like, isn't that quite traditional? Can we not change that? But I asked, I tried to learn the story behind it and said, this is the first time I reached this level. And I finally got to be called sir or ma'am. And it's very precious to me. You can respect that. After years they work, you're there a year, a few months, right? And then, you call them by name. And so they feel like, maybe gently, right? So it's really not about, having heirs, or it's just that their contributions are precious to them. Respect the growth and learning process. This way, you'll grow patience for people. Okay? Respect the growth, the learning process, the grieving process, the healing process. Everybody came from a pandemic. And there may be people who are still grieving. And we want to rush towards energizing people and changing people. We want to do this already, and this is the vision, and that's the direction. And there are laggers. Do you respect them? We got to also learn to be patient. Check their growth. If you're in a team, who's the weakest link? Everybody should work with that person. That's respect. That's a human organization, right? Because if you're in the robotics, then it's easy. You just kick out the machine, right? But we're dealing with humans. Listen. Now, this is a sign of respect. And there are 3 words I'd like to share with you to show your listening. 1, I'll see 3 phrases, 3 answers. Okay, 1, tell me more. 2, and 3, you got it. Listen, it's a sign of respect. I have a half-sister, and the last time she came, she's half Swiss and France, no, Swiss, and of course Filipino. So when we last saw each other, she sat down and she was talking to a relative. She worked in the Ritz, the hotel, the Ritz, right? And she sat down, face to face, hand to hand, eye to eye with a relative she's talking to. She's listening. And I was amazed. I was like, I've never done that to any of those relatives, right? She just came and she did that. I was like, I haven't really listened much, I guess. So when you go home, if you have kids, if you have somebody dear to you, try doing that. And you'll feel uncomfortable. If you don't feel uncomfortable, then practice it more. Right? Because you haven't been listening enough. That's what it means. Respect the people's feelings. Emotions don't lie. Even if the reason for their emotion is wrong, the emotion is real. And you just have to respect it as it is. Right? If they're sad, if they're angry, if they're happy and you're not, just respect their emotions. That's in the organization. Right? Unlearn, and this is the 7th, or 6th. Unlearn harsh beliefs about respect. This is the hardest part, just unlearning. Okay? And these are the things that you have to unlearn. Okay? What if I told you, people ask what you do for a living so they can calculate the level of respect to give you? Unlearn it. Don't expect me to respect your feelings if you don't care about mine. Unlearn that. Respect is earned, not given. Some people have done nothing to earn my respect. Unlearn it. Respect your parents if they're all past school without Google. I think you should learn that for the young ones. Now, if someone's doing you a favor, you're on their schedule. Respect it. Yeah. Respect you must earn, given it is not unlearned. And then they say, we salute the rank, not the man. Okay, this is something that we all have to learn. That's my time already. I respect your time. We just have to unlearn it. And let me just skip to the last. I can share you. These are some things you can really learn. It's available anyway. Checklist for a respectful workplace. You consider forming a council. Establish the norms of a respectful workplace. Identify underrepresented groups in your teams. Train managers and on the standards for respectful workplace. Benchmark with the best practices. And you know what? It may be not here in the Philippines. I've been seeing, watching, and learning Australian Aborigines, and they really have high respect for each other. So, and this is something I'd like to leave with you. It's a challenge to HR leaders. To be one, to be united is a great thing, but to respect the right to be different is maybe even greater. And that's from Bono. Thank you very much.